My goal is to finish chapter 1 so that I can get to chapter 2. I'm definitely a planner rather than a pantser. Little fun fact about me, I actually do not like the springtime. It is my least favorite season. I just don't like the bugs. I don't like the allergies. But one thing I do like about the springtime is the daylight savings and how bright it is, because it's 5 p.m. I just clocked out of work and look how much daylight is out right now. I see that there's this weird line on my face. Let me move you guys. Okay, I don't know if that's any better, but hello, welcome to this channel if you're new, welcome back if you're not. My name is Catherine, and I thought for this video we would just do a fun little chatty writing vlog, a little week in my life working a 9 to 5 and also writing. Also, I have a little confession to make. It is actually mid-March and I have not touched my work in progress at all this year, which is so bad. So I am hoping that this will put me back on track and then I could stay on track afterwards. Since I haven't touched my work in progress in such a long time, there's a lot that I want to accomplish. I want to kind of create a little planner. I want to create my map. I want to create the Pinterest boards. I want to talk more about the book. So again, buckle up because this will be a very chatty writing vlog. I did not notice that my necklace was flipped like that. It is currently Monday, and as I mentioned, I just clocked out of work. It's 5 p.m. So I thought, why don't we start off with just creating the Pinterest boards, and I get to show you guys the Pinterest boards as well, while also talking to you a little bit more about my work in progress, which is a young adult fantasy. That's the goal for today, and then maybe I'll start the planner as well. As you can tell, I did change out from my shirt. It's currently sitting over there. I just was getting way too hot. But anyways, it is currently 6:45 p.m. I finished going through my little planner, and then I finished scrolling through Pinterest, making my boards. And I was doing this while also chit-chatting with some friends on FaceTime. So clearly I was not too focused. But I'd like to think that I'm a lot more productive today than I was in the winter time, because in the winter time, right after work, I would be sleeping. I would be taking a nap right when I clock out. But now that it's still daylight outside, I feel a little less compelled to go take a nap and more compelled to actually be productive. So this is a good thing. But let's start off with this planner. I actually bought this planner at Walmart. It was like $1.50. It is a 2025 monthly planner. I don't really need a super in-depth one, but I thought this one would be good enough. So it has this whole monthly calendar right here, and then it has this really cute overview. So it has things like to-do lists, work goals, important dates, something you're excited about, something you're grateful for, priorities, and other personal goals. For personal goals, I kind of just geared it more towards YouTube and videos. So right here I have this reading vlog that I really want to publish. I recorded this, I finished recording it, I just have not edited it, so I need to go edit it so I can post it. Then another thing I want to do is finish up this writing vlog that we are currently doing, and then another video idea which I think would be really fun or cute at least, or it's a good way for me to kind of reminisce on all of my work in progresses. It is a tier ranking video of all of my whips. So if you guys didn't know or you haven't seen some of my other videos, I have been writing since I was 11, 12, so for 10 years now, and I have a lot of work in progresses under my belt. Now of course some of them are a lot more developed than others, and some of them are still very much unfinished, but I still have all of them written in some form or fashion, and I just thought it would be such a fun idea to go rank every single one that I've written, especially because up here I have so many story ideas, and so I thought this would be a fun way to kind of show you guys what goes on in my brain and just all the things that I've done in the last 10 years. Some of my other priorities for this month is to finish the first 10 chapters of my current draft. So currently I have the bare bones outlines of chapters 1 and 2, but not much is really written in there, and I would like to go and actually finish the first 10 chapters, and then I would also like to go through and kind of do a little chapter outline for the first act, because I have a little structure, the 3-act structure, but I want to go and actually outline every single chapter because I'm definitely a planner rather than a pantser, and so I would really benefit from having some type of outline so I don't get off track or I don't spend too much time trying to just like brainstorm an idea for something when I literally just have it right there. So those are all the things I would like to do for March. Now let's switch over to Pinterest. I apologize in advance if you could hear my laptop fan. I also apologize if you could hear my stomach growling because I am hungry right now. I definitely need to invest in some type of microphone, so if you have any microphone recommendations, definitely let me know because I've been looking for one for my camera for the longest time now. But anyways, moving on to the Pinterest board. So I've created My stomach just growled. Anyways, I created multiple Pinterest boards and I thought we'd just go through them while also talking a little bit about my work in progress. My WIP is currently titled The Trial of Souls. It is a young adult fantasy with a romance subplot. It follows two characters, Killian and Melina, who are, I would say, these high profile characters. They belong to this council that kind of overlooks the country. So I'm going to start off with Melina's Pinterest board, and I really like her. She's the female main character of my story, and I like her because I feel like she's a lot more different than the female main characters we've been seeing in the young adult fantasies nowadays. She's a lot more shy and soft-spoken. She doesn't really project herself much when it comes to council activities, and she prefers to be with the townsfolk a lot more than she prefers being with the people that she should be with. It was very easy for me to create her Pinterest boards. And another thing is that I also love giving my characters hobbies. So her hobby is just stargazing. Now the male main character, his name is Killian. He's kind of the opposite of Melina. He is a big rule follower. He's much more outgoing, and he's always trying to get his hands wet by doing all these various activities for the council. He wants to be recognized by the council. He's really trying to get his name out there, and he already has a reputation as it is. Part of him doesn't care, but the other part of him kind of does, but he has really honed his craft. Now speaking of honing his craft, his hobby is actually arts, like the art, sculpting. I think I want to do more sculpting, but I think that painting might be a little easier, but we'll see, because I do want to stick with sculpting. I think it'll be kind of fun to read both of their point of views, especially because they have very different ways of thinking, but at the same time they're a lot more similar than you may think. Don't know how else to put it other than that. Now moving on, I kind of put a small Pinterest board together for the actual country itself. So it's very mountainous, but there is a harbor. So I get a little worried about writing about the climate because I don't want to seem, what is the word, ignorant? Because if there's a mountain, I'm sure it's obviously going to be a lot more windy up there, but then there's the harbor, so it's also going to be windy because of the ocean, and just I need to really think this through. And a little fun tidbit is that the people who work for the council, they actually live in the mountains, and then of course all the townsfolk, they live in the villages down below. Again, I definitely need to do a little more brainstorming when it comes to climate because I don't want to make it seem like I don't even know the word for it, but it has to make sense, you know? I'll probably do a little bit more brainstorming when I actually create the map for it because I already have a lot of the history planned. For example, this country does reside on the main continent and they do speak the common language, but the other countries on this continent has kind of branched off and they have advanced a lot more and adapted other languages as well. But this country is kind of, I would say, stagnant. They are a lot more traditional and they like to keep to themselves, so they're a lot more isolated, so they don't really have access to a lot of the other countries' cultures and they don't really branch out. Again, that will probably need a lot more development. Now moving on to my favorite part, my story has trials in it, and I know people may be already so tired of trials, but I promise these trials actually have reasoning. They make a little bit more sense, or at least I hope so. This is the Pinterest board for the trials. There are different trials and each trial kind of represents something, so it's not like a willy-nilly trial like they just need a reason for entertainment. Like, no, they actually have some reasoning behind it, which I will not share because I feel like I thought a little bit too much into it and I get scared that someone's gonna take that idea. Now the trials are a big part of the story, but they are not the main focus. There's actually some political corruption that's going on and the main characters will have to investigate, and I would say the book kind of splits between the trials and also trying to investigate this political corruption. So the trials are not the main focus and the book is not super dependent on the trials, but it is a moving factor. I think the trials should be very, very fun, or at least I think it's very, very fun. All right, and now the last board that I put together is the castle that the story will kind of take place on most of the time. This is the main council's castle, and so it is at the very top of the mountain, and the castle's cool because it kind of dives into the mountain, like it's built into the mountain rather than outwardly. I thought it would be really fun to kind of explore these caves and such, so a lot of the interior of this castle is very rocky. I think that the Pinterest board that I put together will really motivate me to continue writing. I'm really happy that I put these together because I feel like it'll be a good reference. But for now, I'm going to go eat because I'm very hungry. Hello everybody and happy Tuesday. It is currently 12:13. I've clocked out for lunch and I thought I'd use this time to kind of chit chat with you. Also, if you're wondering why I'm sitting so far away from the camera, it is because I have eczema and my eczema is acting up really bad right now, and so I don't want to be too close to the camera or get ready or anything like that, so I'm just gonna sit far away. I kid you not, I literally look like a red zebra, so I will be far away for now. But anyways, no surprise here, I did not end up writing last night, but let me tell you what I did instead because I cannot believe myself. Last night, I convinced myself that I should get back to drawing, which by the way, I actually cannot draw, so I really don't know what I was thinking. And it's not one of the instances where I say I can't draw, but I actually can and it looks nice. Like, no, I actually cannot draw. Again, I really don't know what I was thinking. I was really trying to convince myself. Like, I watched YouTube videos, I was practicing so much, and at one point, I literally had the impulsive thought to buy an iPad, which is like an $1,000 iPad, okay? Just so that I could do some digital art instead. Again, very impulsive. I really don't know what I was thinking. After last night, I think that I should honestly just stick to words on paper rather than shapes on paper. But of course, I do love pursuing new hobbies, so maybe drawing is another hobby that I can do in the future. But for now, maybe I need to give it a rest, or maybe I need to continue practicing because I'm telling you, it did not look too pretty. Something I also did last night was sign up for this map making website. It's called incarnate.com. It is a free website. You get 10 maps for free. I tried last night to create a map, and let me tell you, it was so ugly. It for some reason kind of resembled a dragon, which I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, but that was not my intention. But I think for now it should suffice because I was not trying to do anything professional. Right now I was just trying to create something that I can reference to when I'm writing, but I think when I actually create the book and put it together, I may just hire a professional artist to go and create my map because again, I cannot create it to save my life. I don't know what I'm doing when I go onto that website, and I'm sure there are tutorials out there, but I'm the type of person to kind of skip tutorials sometimes. But again, I just need something to reference, so it's fine. I just need a little thing where I could kind of draw my notes and kind of get a little bit of a visualization for it. But I do recommend that website Incarnate if you are looking to create a map and something just quick and easy. After work, the plan is to crack open my laptop, open Scrivener, and actually finish chapter 1 because again, I have not touched this bad boy since like what, January, December time, and it is literally mid-March, so I really need to get going. I'm going to go back to work. I actually have quite a few things I need to do today, so hopefully I don't have to work too late, but afterwards, again, I do plan on writing and I will keep you guys updated. My Tuesday did not really go according to plan. It is currently 10 p.m. Right after work, I took the fattest, biggest nap ever. I honestly think it's because my eczema was just irritating me so much, and for me personally, when I go to bed, my eczema kind of stops because your body's asleep and you can't really do anything. You're not right, but it is currently 10 p.m. right now and I'm opening up my Scrivener. I think last time I touched this, I had written quite a few things, but then I decided to delete everything. I'm telling you, I am my biggest enemy. I don't know why I did that. So now I'm kind of going back and starting from scratch again, but not really from scratch. I still have a few things here and there, but it's definitely not as much as I had before, which I think I'm okay with because if I remember correctly, I didn't really like what I had before. So the current chapter that I'm working on, chapter 1, is from Melina's point of view, and then chapter 2 is from Killian's point of view. And I can't really say whose chapter I like writing more because truthfully, I love writing both of their chapters. They're both very different people and I like their different perspectives, especially because I feel like Melina, since she's so soft-spoken and loves hanging out with the townsfolk and just in the capital city, Killian hangs out on the mountain with the council. They just offer different perspectives. I feel like Melina will offer a lot more, I would say, economic and cultural aspects of this world building, whereas Killian will offer a lot more political and legal aspects of this world building. For me, having this dual POV kind of helps with integrating this world building instead of just like mass info dumping. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. But anyways, now that I've had my rest and my eczema is kind of cleared up, it's still not super cleared up. That's why I'm kind of recording this in the dark right now. But now that's kind of cleared up, I feel a lot better, so I am going to go to writing. We'll see how much I get done because I do want to go to bed early tonight since I have to wake up early tomorrow for work. I have a 9 a.m. meeting, which, man, I hate 9 a.m. meetings. Oh, my voice is cracking. Hold on. I hate 9 a.m. meetings. That's like, I'm barely awake. I'm groggy. It just doesn't work out for me. But anyways, I'm going to continue writing. We'll see how much I get done. Happy Wednesday, you guys. I have 11 minutes until I have to return from my lunch break, but I thought I'd use this time and chit chat with you. I have a few updates. As you guys saw last night, I did write a little bit, which is a good thing, except for the fact that towards the later hours, I started to get, I don't know the word, maybe unmotivated. For those of you who don't know, I've had my work in progress idea since high school, so it's been a hot second now. And I've always had this deep-rooted fear of just doing it injustice, especially because I just created this entire universe in my head, and I just get way too nervous to kind of just jot it down because I'm scared it's not going to be the perfect universe that I created in my head. I don't know if any other writers watching this can relate to that. Someone just pinged me. Hold on. Even on my lunch break, I cannot get a break. But as I was saying, I was writing a little bit of my work in progress last night, but then I kind of hit a bump. And usually when I hit a bump and I'm still in the writing mood, I actually explore other writing ideas. It still helps me and benefits me because I am still practicing my writing, but I'm just exploring other writing ideas. And so in the remaining minutes I have before my meeting, I thought I would share with you some of the writing that I did last night. Now, funny enough, I'm actually not good with reading out loud, but I have my laptop here, and you guys already know that I am terrified of people stealing my idea, but the only reason why I am so open to share this is because number one, it is not the work in progress that I'm currently writing and plan on publishing. Two, this is just a short story idea that I plucked from my brain, doesn't contain too many in-depth details. And three, I thought it would be a fun way for you guys to get a glimpse at the ideas that run through my mind and also a little bit of my writing. Again, this is not my work in progress, this is just something that I wrote last night. It was the rain that kissed Galleon awake. Cold droplets slipped through the cracks in his stone skin, weaving into his very bones, a whisper that his long slumber has ended. The first crack was small, almost imperceptible. Then another, a fracture running in jagged lines across his unmoving body as the hum of magic began to stir. Galleon flexed his fingers, sluggish at first, and the stone encasing them cracked. The weight of the magic that had bound him for so long began to splinter, its grip loosening, allowing his body to shift for the first time in centuries. Pieces of stone flaked away like brittle autumn leaves as the ancient spells shattered apart like fragile glass. For a moment, Galleon didn't move, not out of fear, but because he was listening. The city beyond the castle walls still breathed with life. It had changed in shape, in sound, in scent since his eyes last laid upon it. He could hear the unfamiliar clatter of carriages on cobbled streets, smell the burn of oil instead of tallow, taste the newfound ambition that was not present before. But there was something else, something that had awoken him from his slumber for a reason. The statue beside him stirred. A soft, almost lazy sigh drifted through the rain, one he would have known even if he had slumbered 1,000 years more. Galleon turned, brushing his stiff fingers along her cheek. Her body was still half stone, the lower half encased in marble gray, but her lips had curved in a faint smirk. "You're staring." "My wife," Galleon murmured, brushing away a lingering shard of stone. Sora stretched the length of her body, shattering the rest of the stone, dust filling the air around them. Rolling her shoulders, she stepped down from the pedestal where she had stood for so long, testing the movement of her limbs. "Still beautiful as ever," Galleon mused, stepping down the pedestal to join her. She tilted her head, her raven hair falling to the side. "Flatter me later, husband. There's a mortal staring at us." Galleon turned, his gaze landing on the wide-eyed boy standing at the entrance of the garden. The acolyte looked as if he'd seen death rise from a grave, his trembling hand still half-heartedly clutching the offering bowl he had meant to place at their feet. The moment their eyes met, the bowl slipped from his grasp and shattered against the ground. "You're awake," the boy stumbled back. "The stories are true." Sora stepped forward, watching him with amusement. "I suspect your king will want to know that his statues have risen. Go, alert him." The boy turned and fled without another word, his footsteps slapping against the wet stone as he disappeared. Galleon exhaled, slowly, and he placed a tightening grip over Sora's hand before releasing her. "We should go." "To where?" "To find the others." I just want to say that I applaud all audio narrators because why was that so hard for me? So that is just something that I wrote last night because I was in the writing mood, but just for some reason did not feel like writing my work in progress. Later on today, I do plan on diving back into my whip because I still want to finish the first chapter. But I just thought I would share a little something that I wrote. And please, I am so big on constructive criticism. If you guys have any thoughts about this or anything that I could improve on, please let me know because I'm always looking to improve my craft. Okay, I should probably turn off this laptop and move to my work laptop. I do have a meeting soon, but I will see you when work is done. It is currently 6:20 p.m. I finished work about 30 minutes ago and I've just been on TikTok, which by the way, if you do not follow me on TikTok, my TikTok will be linked down below. That is a very shameless plug, by the way. But anyways, I'm gonna switch gears and I'm going to start writing my actual work in progress. My goal is to finish chapter 1 so that I could get to chapter 2, especially because I feel like I'm really excited about Killian's point of view. Not that I'm not excited about writing Melina's point of view, but there's just something about chapter 1 and I can't put my finger on it. But hopefully hopefully I figure that out soon, because it is chapter 1, so obviously I have to get the reader's attention. But who knows, I am my biggest critic and I am my biggest enemy, and I'm just such a perfectionist, so I feel like everything I write I don't like. Because tell me why I suddenly like my short story more than my actual work in progress. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking. Honestly, I just think I'm overthinking. So I'm going to go back to actually writing my work in progress. I'm excited for Melina's point of view. I'm equally as excited for Killian's point of view. I just need to finish writing these first 2 chapters. Okay, I just finished eating dinner, and why am I so pale? Am I actually this pale? Anyways, I just finished eating dinner. I have about 30 minutes until I have to hop on FaceTime with my friends. We're going to plan our summer trip. Now, I don't think the call will be too long because the summer trip is only for a weekend. But in the meantime, I thought I would continue writing. I'm at this one point right now, and there's a lot of action and description, so I'm actually happy about that. I feel like every author has their forte, and I feel like my forte just happens to be writing about the setting. I think personally for me, I'm much better at writing the setting, like the surrounding, the environment, about the room, than writing about the actual character or the person. I'm not really good at describing characters. Like, I don't know, I'm just like, okay, the hair is black, you know, the eyebrows are black, I don't know, something like that. But at least for the room, I have a lot more to write about. Also, I have a question for authors out there. Do you guys reuse and recycle some of your old work? Because as we already established, I constantly edit my work, and I have so many previous versions out there, but I never throw them away. I always put it in what I call the scraps. So all of my old previous versions, they're in this one folder, and sometimes I would actually go through and I would just pluck out descriptions that I like and just put it in my current draft, because in my mind, I mean, I did write it and I don't want it to go to waste, so why not just put it in the draft that I'm currently working on? So I definitely reuse and recycle some of my old descriptions, because why not? I mean, I did write it at the end of the day, and might as well just put it in something that I'm currently using. So that's kind of what I'm doing as well. I am writing new things, but also taking descriptions that I've had previously and just inserting it here as well where applicable. Applicable? I can't speak. But anyways, I'm going to continue writing. I swear this week has gone by so quickly. How is it already Thursday? But good morning. As you guys saw this morning, I kind of woke up relatively early. I put my laundry into the washing machine, and I haven't started working yet, but you know, I see someone typing to me right now, so give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and I'm gonna go completely off topic for a second, because I just want to say that I absolutely love my team. And I don't know about you, but me personally, and this applied when I was in school as well, I would much rather have a great team and be doing a project that I absolutely hate than be doing a project that I absolutely love with people that are awful. I don't know, that's just me, but I absolutely love my team, so I genuinely don't mind when they ping me or we have to chat or do anything. Okay, but back to my routine. As you guys saw, I did end up doing my laundry this morning, and I do plan on vacuuming soon. Actually took half day off today, so after 12:30 I'll be free, and I still don't know what I'm going to do, but I do know I have a lot of chores to do around my room, especially because let me tell you, my room is a hot mess. You don't see everything, but it is a hot mess. So I know definitely after I stop working at around 12:30, I'm going to be cleaning my room. I'll finish doing my laundry and start vacuuming and doing all these things. But I'll have to see what else I want to do, because I do want to write and do something writing related. I'm still thinking if I want to record another sit down type of video, because those are really easy to edit. And I'm also debating whether or not I should just go out too and take you guys along with me and just do some things outside. And also at 7 p.m. I do have a dinner with friends, so I know that I will not be writing after 7 p.m. As for writing updates, I do remember showing you that I was writing a little bit last night, and I actually made quite a bit of progress. I'm super happy about that. Did I finish the chapter? Absolutely not. But I am getting there. I need to stop setting such ambitious goals, because every single time I get on camera, I'm like, I'm gonna finish chapter 1, and then I never finish chapter 1, and then it's embarrassing because then I have to go and say it again that I am going to finish chapter 1. But okay, I'm gonna go start working, and I'll see you after 12:30. Hello again. It is currently 12:48, and I just finished working. I am going to eat my leftover kava from yesterday for lunch, and then I am just going to go vacuum my room. I still need to decide what I want to do today, but as they say, you know, the world is your oyster, or some whatever the phrase is. Did I even use that properly? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that there's so many things I could do, so I'll just have to decide. I do want to make this entertaining, but at the same time, I did say that this would be a realistic week in my life, and if I'm lazy, I'm lazy. Do not mind the robe. I just finished vacuuming. It is almost 3 p.m. and I decided that I'm going to stay indoors until my dinner. I'm gonna be completely honest, it's because I'm feeling a little bit lazy, but it's also because I recently just started editing my reading vlog, and I'm on this nice nice little grind that I have going on and I don't want to disrupt my pace. Also, I do plan on revisiting chapter 1 because again, I am so determined to finish this, and I'm saying this every single clip, but I actually mean it this time that I am going to finish chapter 1. But tomorrow, hopefully I'll go out. Maybe I'll go to a nice cafe or I'll go to Barnes & Nobles and do some work there. So we'll see, but I'll definitely take you guys along with me. I'm going to go back and edit the reading vlog some more, and then I'm going to start writing again and then hang out with my friends. Maybe I'll insert some clips as well. And the way that they have like,
you don't have to like
parking lot, which is fine because thank goodness I figured don't mind the mess in the back. I thought we'd do a nice little Utada outfit of the day. Hollister Abercrombie. The necklace is from Oak and Fort. I was actually going to wear these jeans right here. They're from Zara. It's super cute, but it's also low-key baggy, especially on me because I'm quite short and I can't tell if it makes me look like a little boy or not. So I'd rather play a little safe and wear these jeans because they're pretty comfortable. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna head out to dinner now and I will keep you guys updated. I didn't finish editing the vlog and I still didn't finish writing chapter 1, but hopefully I will when I get back. We'll see. Good morning, guys, and happy Friday. I realized I should probably lift up these shades. Actually, speaking of the shades though, what do we think? I need some opinions on this because I love the shape of these sunglasses and I've always been a big fan of big sunglasses, but I can't tell if it's too big for my face. Like it kind of covers my entire face. If it's really ugly, maybe you guys shouldn't tell me because I already bought them. But anyways, hello. We took a slight detour today. This car's backing up. We took a slight detour today. I took the entire Friday off and I was supposed to originally go to Pete's Coffee and just do some work there. Not work, but writing work. I was supposed to spend the day there and then maybe go shopping and kind of take you guys with me, maybe go to Barnes & Nobles as well. But then my mom called me and she asked me if I could come with her to her appointment and drive her. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we took a slight little detour, but I do plan on going to Pete's Coffee afterwards. Again, for me, very embarrassing to admit that I did not finish chapter 1 yesterday. So I do plan on finishing chapter 1 today. Now that I'm thinking about it, all I'm documenting is me procrastinating finishing chapter 1. Because I'm pretty sure on Monday I said the exact same thing, probably about me finishing chapter 1. And now it's Friday and I'm still trying to finish chapter 1. I can't believe it's taking me a week to finish 1 chapter. Honestly, it's kind of frustrating when I think about how much of a perfectionist I am. Like, I would write something and I'm like, no, I don't like that. And then I would like delete it. But then as you guys saw, I could write like a very short scene, no problem. And I think it's because I know there's like no strings attached to that. I know that's not really going anywhere, I don't think. So that's why I think I'm able to write so much and so quickly. But I think because I know I want to publish this one and because I know that I've thought about this idea for such a long time, I just don't want to mess it up. And honestly, I'm kind of a big hypocrite because I always tell people that a first draft is just the bare bones. Like, you should not worry too much about a first draft. All you need is just to get your thoughts on the paper, and then the second draft is for it to kind of make it work. I never follow my advice for some reason, but I need to start thinking like that. I need to think, okay, first chapter, bare bones, just like word vomit onto this page, and then we could worry about making it functional right after. I always have a hard time balancing the camera when I'm trying to record in the car. But hello, I just finished a very productive writing session at Pete's, and I also ended up getting the black tie coffee, which is my go-to. I'm very content with the progress I made during this writing session because I wrote a lot more. I'm almost done with chapter 1, thank goodness, and I also made a couple of tweaks. I honestly didn't spend too long at Pete's because I ended up doing chores with my mom after her appointment, but I'm still very happy with the progress I made. Every single time I go out and do work, I feel like I'm a lot more productive than when I'm at home, but I think it's also because every single time I go out, I feel like I need to get some type of sweet treat or a drink with me while I'm writing. I think because I'm paying for whatever sweet treat or whatever drink, I'm more compelled to do work because I'm like, okay, well, I just bought this, so I need to do work now. I'm going to be speaking very quietly into my phone microphone because it is in fact almost 3 in the morning, and you're probably wondering, why aren't you asleep? It's almost 3. Well, that's because number 1, I'm a night owl, but more importantly, it's because I just finished chapter 1 and started chapter 2, which, you know, that's definitely something I should have done 3 days ago. But hey, progress is progress. I finally listened to my advice and kind of just word vomited everything onto the page, and I have the bare bones of chapter 1 and the bare bones of the beginning of chapter 2. I'm very satisfied and content with
with what I have, and I think now that I'm done with chapter 1, I could definitely push forward a lot easier and a lot faster. I'm definitely looking forward for what's to come because I think I have an idea of where I want to take the next like 5 chapters. But with all that being said, and with Friday being over, I thought I would just end the video here. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching me and joining me on my little 9 to 5 work week and my days off, and just watching my little writing journey as I struggle to write chapter 1. Honestly, at this point, that should just be the title of this video, me struggling to write the first chapter of my work. But again, thank you so much. All of my socials will be linked down below if you would like to follow me. Make sure to subscribe, I guess, if you want to follow my journey. I hope all of you are having a great night or day whenever you are watching this. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!